Team 0% is on a mission to beat every single uncleared level left in Mario Maker 1 before the servers shut down in April. There are just over 15,000 levels left, so if you have a Wii U, consider joining the Team 0% Discord linked in the description. Today I'm showing off some really cool uncleared levels that I've played in the last few days, including an insanely creative Wiggler level that made me appreciate that all these uncleared levels had effort put into them, and they deserve to be played by someone out there. The first level took me nearly 2.5 hours to beat, mostly because the first 10 seconds of the level are super fast paced, and you have to get really specific jumps to line everything up with this Shelmet. Once you are past the chaos, you need to drop a spring in midair to enter the door, do some spinning on a Shelmet, and then you come to what looks like a relatively easy trick. Landing on a thwomp as it's falling is usually pretty standard, but that's because makers usually set it up so that it just works. This level has no such luxury. You need to just be starting to fall when you trigger the thwomp. Otherwise it will fall behind you and you will die to it instead of jumping off of it. What this means is that you have to cut your jump extremely close to this spike wall in order to line everything up. That's it. Let's go. It does not look it, but that last thwomp jump is insanely precise. Then we have the Wiggler level. I forgot to start the timer on this one, but it probably took me about 45 minutes to an hour to figure out. Wigglers move at different speeds if they're angry or not, and this applies on rails as well. The creator took advantage of this to set up multiple paths for the Wigglers to take, and you have to jump on them at specific times to set them on the right track. It was honestly a really fun puzzle to figure out how to get the Wigglers where they needed to go, while also collecting all their keys and key coins. The final few jumps are also much harder than they look, since you have to anticipate where the last Wiggler is coming down from and jump off its elevated butt to make it in the door. Let's go! Dude, that level was so sick. Then we had a neat shell level from the same creator. Mostly pretty standard stuff, but after I did this spin drop, I couldn't figure out how to make this next section line up. It seemed ridiculously precise. Fortunately, I was in a call with my friends Yoshi and Anthony while looking at this level, and they suggested that I use the conveyor to line myself up, and then hold right. That worked like an absolute charm, and all I had to do from there was a mid-air shell jump and just a few more basic shell tricks. There we go. GG. The last level was also fairly confusing. I looked in Editor and saw an insanely long gap with nothing but a shell set to blow up shortly after it loads. I eventually figured out that if you do a small turnback right before the note block, then do a mid-air spring jump, you're able to just barely get enough distance to bonk the shell and make the gap. This was the creator's only hard level, so I'm glad that I was able to give it the attention that it deserved. Please? Let's go. Not bad. That's all the levels for today. If you want to see more 0% levels, be sure to follow me on Twitch because that's pretty much all I'm streaming these days.